There we go. Good morning, everyone. I hope you had a great evening. Good morning so far. Ready for another fuckery day. That's the market we have in 2026. Unfortunately, that's what it is. Good morning. All right, so let's look at the market. I think that will be a pretty quick session this morning. But yeah, so let's start with the market as usual. Um, Yesterday morning, I explained why there could be some constructive action going on, and I still think this is in play. Uh, but we covered a different scenario, so let's just take this back using the futures. All right, so if we take the Nasdaq, so we're still in that range. So Monday we had that shakeout below the current range. We swing back into the declining structure, and we discussed yesterday morning that we're back in chop. All right. What I do find constructive is the fact that we spiked above 30 on the VIX, that we are in that trend for a very prolonged period, now almost 40 days above the 21-day mid structure, and that's nearly 5 standard deviation above the 10-year average. That's a bit of the same picture on credit spreads. That's not a very big spike, but still it is. And also from the internals, so we have growth trying to take back the lead over defensive stuff. And if you take XLP, XLP broke below the declining, the 21-day mid structure, now below the declining, and retesting that structure. So, and you take XLK, for example, we're still in that consolidation. So do we roll over from here? Or that was the base and we had kind of a stealth correction and we'll break out to the upside from here. So obviously I don't have any clue, and that's reflected by the fact that yesterday looked promising in the morning. So we had the follow through that we discussed that we wanted to see yesterday. We saw VIX with further downside. But what happened is the VIX found support in the rising 21-day mid structure. Credit spreads found support in the rising 21-day mid structure. And the Nasdaq, instead of confirming the reversal, the daily reversal, so closing above the 21 EMA, closing above the reversal pivot, which would have been the follow through, and we were looking for that breakout of that range, right? That's what we discussed yesterday morning. We closed very weak. There was some selling in the afternoon. We faded that move, and we closed back below that reversal pivot. So for me, that's why I went back to cash. It's just that essentially we didn't confirm anything. So it was worth the shot to test that shakeout, that upside reversal Monday morning on that news that maybe the war will not go for long, but the market is not ready, and that's the feedback that we had yesterday afternoon. If the market was to be ready, then we would have seen a push from here, a close above the 21 EMA, a close above the reversal pivot, and that would have been a pretty good setup to a continuation higher. So does it mean that we roll over? No, it doesn't mean that we roll over. It doesn't mean it simply means that the market is not ready to pick a side. We're just back in range. We're back in chop. Uh, we could see that initial reaction and rejection of the structure to maybe build a higher low on the right side. All right, retest of the range bottom area. Maybe we just need to go sideways from here and we build that pressure to eventually break out to the upside. Uh, or we roll over, right? So that's basically the scenario that we can look for in the next few days. We can squeeze and chop forever, maybe for 2 more years, something like that. Or we can roll over or eventually break out higher. All right, that's not complicated. There's basically three scenarios. Uh, but the chop is hard to trade, and the chop is hard to swing overnight as well. So that's why I just decided to go back to cash yesterday and just be cautious, not being caught in a gap down. um, so again, that's what I will look in the next few days. I still think that this VIX spike, that credit spread spike, that rotation back into growth from value is taking shape. It doesn't mean that it will happen on day one. And if you follow some IBD style stuff, then the follow through day can happen from day four. So maybe that we just need to well, farm that higher low, and then on day 4, 5, 6, 7, I don't know, then we have that follow through day to the upside. All right, that's something that we can look for. And obviously, I I I never want to just lock myself in one scenario, right? If that happens, then we'll know how to recognize it, right? Uh, but there's also chances that we just roll over as well. Um, so let's watch for that. And the other reason as well that I went back to cash, uh, it's not a big sell signal because it's mostly flat, but we hooked down on the McClellan summation as well with that yesterday afternoon fade. So bread is not with us, price is not with us, internals bounce from rising structure. So for now, there's constructive with that spike, but they're not with us as well. So we don't have much. We don't have indices, so QQQE, QQQ, we don't have that. We don't have bread on our side. We don't have internals on our side. We don't have follow through in position that would have kind of give us some conviction. We don't have that on our side as well. So we don't have much to build that conviction to hold exposure, and that's why I prefer to be cautious. All right, so no portfolio for me this morning. Um, the focus list is simply a stock list at this point. Names that I track uh, to assess kind of the market health. Uh, those names we discussed yesterday, and what I told you is I want to track those names because those are the leaders, or some of the leaders around their 21-day move structure, and I want to see what they do around. All right, that will be feedback. We discussed FTI, for example, that we were running right away into the declining 21-day move structure. So does it reject, form a higher low, eventually reclaim, or reject and roll over from here? That's feedback. A bit like Rocket Lab gave us feedback yesterday. It's super tight. We're a pivotal point right in the declining 21-day move structure. Do we reclaim and push? Or do we kind of reject, confirm that this is kind of a long bear flag and we roll over? That will be feedback as well that we can gather from that list. So don't take that as a buy list. That's really more of a focus list, stock list to watch how these names act around their 21-day mid structure. So yeah, game plan for me today is really be patient. Again, I'm cautiously optimistic. Monday was constructive. We didn't get follow through, so maybe we need to go day 4 and plus to kind of create that higher low on the right side, just tighten up on the right side, and then eventually confirm the push with a bread trust. Or VIX want to go higher, CRISPRs want to go higher, Brett needs to contract further, and price as well, and we're in for a rollover and another leg down in the market. So no clue what will happen. I'm very bad at making prediction. So I'm just observing. I'm following that day by day, week by week, and just assess where we'll go. And again, I like that weekly setup. That's why I'm cautiously optimistic. We're right into that range, which is kind of a consolidation into the rising 200-day moving average on Nasdaq. Growth trying to take back the lead. So there's stuff to be optimistic, but if you're a swing trader and use pretty tight stop loss like myself, then that's not a place to swing. I prefer to wait. Either that if I'm on anticipation like yesterday and I gain traction and I gain conviction to hold, then that's good. But if we can confirm on the daily time frame that reclaim that good constructive action, that traction and feedback from open position, then that's not a market to swing. All right. Good morning, David. So patience today, guys. And again, I just want to repeat it over and over again. Cautiously optimistic. If we see that bread coming today, that QQQ and QQQE reclaim their 21-day mid structure, that VIX form kind of a lower high as well, and we start to crush down again, then you will see me open exposure. But if we don't, and if we stay in the structure, if we roll over, then I will remain in cash. All right. Any questions, guys? No question. It's all clear. Or nobody listening. Oh, maybe one. Yeah, exactly. Not much to do. Market will come back. Stay positive, guys. Market always comes back. Sometimes it's way longer than others, though. Can you please explain your EC, risk exposure? What's the question? I don't understand. What do you want to see exactly on my EC? Um, there's a nice article about it. I will just find it. All right, so you will find everything in this page. If you still have questions after reading that, then you can use the Q&A channel, and that will be my pleasure to answer that. Oh yeah, we had CPI this morning. Inflation. Yeah, everything is bang on the forecast, so pretty muted. We don't have much tomorrow. Then we have GDP and jolts and consumer on Friday. That could move a bit as well. But yeah, good to see CPI kind of muted as well. All right, guys. So have a good session. If the market remains crappy, then enjoy a day off. It's so today I will be with the kids as well. We have snowstorm slash freezing rainstorm here in Quebec, Canada. So kids no school, they're at home. So that will be a pretty easy day. All right, so have a good day, everyone. Take care. Bye bye.